Welcome, everyone. It is Saturday morning, and it's time for another episode of Metalheads Unite.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are. It's Saturday morning at 10 a.m. here in Tennessee, in the United States, and it is time for Metalheads Unite.
Well, wherever you may be and whatever time of day it is, we appreciate it very, very much.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Welcome, everybody.
So, what's been going on? Anything been going on with you this week? Or?
Oh man, just working my ass off. I know you. I know you know the feeling. I know you can relate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually I actually have gotten confirmation that they are building another facility down the road. So it'd be like a 20-minute commute if I can get transferred to that one, which would probably be like a year or so. But hey, it's still good news. I think I can hold out another year. I've already did it for 5. So
That's true. Yeah, and when you if you have a chance to cut your commute down to like a third of what it currently is, yeah, you kind of you kind of hold out for that. So yeah, I don't blame you there.
Yeah, make the same money and drive less. So
Yeah. Oh shit. That's
that's the goal.
I mean, hell, once that facility's built, out there, I may try to get a job there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, who knows? We just ride out there together. We just take turns.
Yeah. So I know I talked to some people yesterday that didn't know about our show. Hopefully they're on today. If they don't know about the show, we do a little bit of a breakdown of birthdays, and we do this week in metal history, and then we do, of course, the metal news of the week, which we compile from other websites: Kerrang, Loudwire, music, Metal Sucks, Metal Injection, all those good things, Blabbermouth. So we just kind of compile those stories. A lot of those have the same stories. So instead of going to all those, you can just come here on Saturday mornings and save you a little bit of a time. But we do not cover everything. We just cover the most important thing that we think to us. So.
Yeah, if we tried to cover everything, the news would take 2 hours just on its own.
Right. Which, I mean, necessarily isn't a bad thing.
Well, no, but I mean, I wouldn't want to necessarily be just strictly news, because what fun would that be? We try to change it up and throw a little bit of diversity in there with our top 10 lists and all that good stuff. So, try to keep it churned.
Yeah, I forgot about to let you know about the top 10 list. That's also something else we do. Well, not necessarily a top 10.
Or our 10 favorite. Yeah, that's kind of a.
Well, yeah, even here lately, it's been more than 10 too. So I mean,
well, you're the only one that's done that. You're the only one who's cheated and done more than 10.
Well, I guess when you create the show, I guess you can do what you want to do.
That's true. That's true.
I ain't gonna lie. I actually went 15 or 16 this week too. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a heads up.
Did you really?
Yeah,
damn, I had to cheat to get to 10.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had to cheat to get to 10. This one was the hardest, man. This one was the hardest. And I know we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit. So I mean, I won't spoil my list, but
yeah.
But I'll say that this one was the hardest for me only because I don't listen to death metal, so I'll just say that.
Well, true.
That's why this one was the hardest for me.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like one of the ones that I picked, I didn't have it planned out. I think that's why I got too many. Is because I was watching through some videos last night of trying to get new material to share onto the Facebook page, and actually ran across one of those, and I'll let y'all know about it whenever we get to the topic. But I actually ran across one of those sharing other stuff to the page. I said, "Oh, that would be a great one for the for
there you go.
Topic this week." So I actually added it in. So
okay, all right, I can kind of see that. Yeah,
that's kind of I was set at 15, and then I seen that one, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just add that one in too." It's like, why not?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be another example of just how fun these 10 favorite lists have been, because there's been plenty of times where we've had doubles, and I guarantee you we've got doubles on this one, probably just right off the bat. I guarantee you we have a couple of doubles,
sure.
but then, you know, you and I both in the past, we've had some lists where, you know, I'll be reading mine and you'll be like, oh yeah, and then same thing, you'll be reading yours and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot all about that one. Yeah, so that's what makes these fun.
Yeah, what I did there. Yeah, and then like you know, some other people may, you know, go up to the Facebook page, or actually, you know, comment on here,
right?
And say, oh, you know, what about this one? Or,
yeah,
we're down with that.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
We usually kick off the week with birthdays of the week, which you're not going to believe this, but this week's list was as long as the one I did last week, 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to go through. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of birthdays. And actually, if you were born on June 6th. Just so you know, you have a damn good chance of being a metal artist. So,
well, there you go.
The percentages are high.
Well, good.
But well, we do want to have a special shout out birthday, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Actually, today, absolutely today. I was gonna save it, but I mean, we can go ahead and lead off with that.
No, she should top the show. So.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, shit. I won't argue with you there. She should top a lot of lists. That's for sure. Today is June 12th. And June 12th, 1978 was my beautiful wife Angela's birthday. So happy birthday to my wife.
Yeah, happy birthday. I guess y'all got big plans later, so
actually, I don't know that we do. We may just sleep. I don't know, but she's actually working today, so she may be too tired to do it. She may be too tired to do anything later. I don't know. I mean, if she wants to go do something, I'll take her to do something. If she wants to stay here and, you know, movie night and sleep, that's fine. We'll do that too.
Working on the birthday.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to talk her out of it or get it to set up to where she didn't have to do that. But she's actually a minority owner in her bathtub repair business that she's back into with her former boss. So she's burning the candle at both ends trying to get that up and going. So she's been working hard, and I got to give her props for that, man. She's trying to make this thing work. So she's been busting ass. I'm proud of her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it all works out. So.
Yeah. Oh, I think it will. She's been doing well.
All right. So let's kick off the other birthdays here. June 6th, we had Steve Vai. Of course, if you don't know him, he's an excellent guitarist. He's played with Frank Zappa, David Lee Roth, and White Snake. One of your favorites of mine, Tom Araya, bass guitarist and lead singer for a little band called Slayer.
Yeah, little band called Slayer.
Yeah. You might
they've done a couple things. Yeah,
you may have heard of them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Sean Soot, or Shauna Reynolds, however you want to go by, bassist for White Zombie. Douglas Lee Mitchell, drummer for South Gang. James Schaefer, guitarist for Korn. Christina Scavia, singer and songwriter for Lacuna Coil. That was all on the 6th. That's what I was saying. If you was born on the 6th of June, you got a good chance of being a metal musician. So.
Damn, that was all June 6th. Huh? I even had to step away for it. I even had to step away for the second to get my dog out of here, and you were still talking about June 6th. Jesus.
Yeah. So we, like I said, we had Steve Vai, Tom Araya, Shauna Reynolds, or Sean Soot, however you want to say it, for White Zombie. Douglas Lee Mitchell for South Gang, James Schaefer for Korn, and Christina Scavia for Lacuna Coil. Not a bad list there.
Hell, you could start one hell of a band with just the people born on the 6th. Jesus Christ, man.
Right. We need to tell them that. So you just call it 6-6 without the extra 6.
Oh, there you go. It's a good idea.
Copyrights.
Yeah,
Copyrights.
yeah. You heard it here. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
This
Yeah,
is live. This is live. So.
yeah, yeah. You heard it here first, folks. Man.
Yeah, all right, let's carry on. June 7th, we have Dave Catching. He was an American session and tour musician for the Eagles of Death Metal and Earthlings. And actually, he was born in Memphis, Tennessee. So I figure we give out some home state love there this morning.
Yeah.
Eric Kretz, drummer, songwriter for Stone Temple Pilots. Dave Navarro, guitar, singer, and songwriter for Jane's Addiction. Michael Cartellone, the former drummer of Damn Yankees. June 8th, we had Mick Box, guitarist for Uriah Heep. English guitarist Rob Holliday, who has worked with Marilyn Manson, Gary Newman, The Prodigy, The Mission, and Curve. June 9th, we had John Lord, keyboardist and composer for Deep Purple and Whitesnake. We had Trevor Boulder, bassist for Uriah Heep from 76 through 2013, which unfortunately was the year he passed away. Greg Bissonette, American session and touring drummer for David Lee Roth. Rick Renstrom. It just says he was an American heavy metal guitarist. And look at this guy up. He does a lot of I'm trying to say, workshops and stuff like that for guitarists, and a lot of classes and teachings on his part. So, and very
that's
talented
cool.
guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, very talented guy. If you have a chance to just want to hear a lot of instrumental stuff, check out Rick Renstrom. Pretty talented guy.
Nice.
And we have Mr. Wes Scantlin, guitarist and singer for Puddle of Mud. Samoth or Thomas Hagen. He's a black metal guitarist and drummer for Emperor and Zyklon. June 10th, we have Nergal or Adam Darsky, singer, guitarist, and songwriter for Behemoth. June 11th, we had Frank Beard, drummer for ZZ Top. June 12th, we have Zolt Doxy, Hungarian rock artist for Omen. So that was my. Oh, wait a minute, one more. Had Kenny Wayne Shepherd also. If you don't know who Kenny Wayne Shepherd is, he's a blues rock guitarist. Definitely they used to call him the second coming of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Definitely a talented guy. Not really metal, but I figure I'd throw that out there because a lot of people have probably played with him and looked up to him as far as playing guitar. So
sure, yeah.
That was and actually ZZ Top's the same way. I mean, ZZ Top was more of a hard rock or rock band. It wasn't really metal, but
right,
Frank Beard, man. Like to me, like I watched the ZZ Top story a while back, and it just amazed me. Like those three guys have been that's the only three guys that's ever been in ZZ Top this whole time. So it's just pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's damn near unheard of. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the birthdays of the week. So happy birthday to everyone out there. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. So that is that. So let's move on to our weekly stories in metal.
Yeah, current events. All right, leading off with from blabbermouth.net. This is a little bit of an update about a story we previously reported on pertaining to David Ellison and his dismissal from Megadeth. Like I say, this is from blabbermouth.net. Rolling Stone has published new details of the recent leak of private messages and videos of former Megadeth bassist David Ellison's interactions with a woman who is not his wife. The magazine obtained a report from the Scottsdale Police Department, which shows that Ellison admitted to police that he had been sexting with a Dutch teenager who had captured video of their encounters without his consent. The police confirmed Ellison's partner's age as 19. As part of the investigation, Ellison took a polygraph test and provided a photo of his partner's driver's license to prove she was of age. He also shared with the police screenshots of Snapchat and WhatsApp messages of his interactions with her. The 56-year-old musician told police that he first met the woman when he was signing autographs 2019 concert in Holland. Quote, they struck up a friendship and continued chatting through social media. The second time they met in person was in the Netherlands at a hotel lobby to have coffee and a soda. He believes this was February 2020. He stated there was no physical contact and they just had a conversation. He stated there has never been any sexual physical contact between the two, end quote. According to Ellison, his interactions with the woman didn't turn sexual until July or August of 2020 when they each started to masturbate together over Facebook Messenger. Quote, he stated they had about 4 to 5 masturbating encounters. The last online sexual encounter was around February 2021. Ellison's partner admitted to Mr. Ellison that she had recorded 2 to 3 videos of him masturbating without his consent or knowledge, end quote. The report added that Ellison's partner admitted that she had shared the video with some friends, but wasn't sure how it got leaked out to others. She was remorseful and agreed to send out a social media statement on her Instagram account that she had been a willing, consenting adult during their mutual sexual encounter. Ellison stated that the fan has not extorted him in any way, so he believes he is not the originator of the social media post making the allegations. When Ellison issued his original statement on May 10th, he included a screenshot of a social media post from the woman involved who denied any suggestions that she was underage at the time. The woman also revealed she recorded the intimate moments and shared them with a friend without Ellison's permission, calling herself naive for doing so and claiming that the contact between her and the musician was all consensual and all online. She also called the assumption that she was groomed by Ellison misinformation. On May 24th, Dave Mustaine, who formed Megadeth with Ellison in 1983, announced the bassist's departure from the band, saying, "We do not take this decision lightly. While we do not know every detail of what occurred with an already strained relationship, what has already been revealed now is enough to make working together impossible moving forward." 2 days later, Ellison released a follow-up statement in which he vowed to file a defamation lawsuit against the person who illegally posted a very private video of the bassist and made false allegations against him. He also said he was working with the police in Scottsdale, Arizona, in their investigation into charges regarding revenge pornography to be filed against the person who posted the video. This person will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, Ellison wrote. He went on to say that he was taking this time to be with my family and wished his bandmates the best with their upcoming tour. Megadeth has yet to announce a replacement for Ellison, who was in the band from its inception in 1983 to 2002, and again from 2010 until his latest departure. David, who became a Lutheran pastor nearly a decade ago, and his wife, Julie Ellison, have been married for 27 years. They have 2 children, Roman Alexander, who is 25, and Athena Grace, who is 22. So that's where we're currently at in the David Ellison sexting saga.
Yeah, so maybe Dave Mustaine had a right to do what he did. We was thinking at first, maybe you should find out the whole story first, but maybe he knew a little bit more than we did. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's possible. I guess on the bright side, if there is a bright side, it sounds like it was just, I guess him just, I guess there's no way to say it. I guess if there's a bright side, it was just him cheating on his wife. At least it wasn't, having an affair with a minor or something, which would have been a hell of a lot worse. Don't get me wrong. I am not sitting here condoning marital infidelity at all. But, considering that the first reports were, he was grooming a minor and all this other stuff. I mean, at least it sounds like it was somebody who was of age the whole time, who was willing the whole time. And according to, everything that I've read, the woman, was actually the initiator, so, it's not good at all. It's not good all around. I want to say that right now. Cheating on your spouse is not good at all for any reason. But, like I say, on the bright side, if there is one, it was just that. It wasn't anything with a minor. So, so I guess it could have been a little, it could have been worse, so I don't know, obviously I don't know what's going to happen with David and his wife. I don't know what's going to happen with their marriage. That's between the two of them, and that's their business. And then, obviously it's band business, and it got taken care of. So that's where we are right now. If there's any other news that comes out, and I'm sure it will, we'll keep you guys posted.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're going to be on top of that story for probably months. So
yeah, Yeah, this is going to be ongoing for sure.
All right. So first thing I have here is an absolutely ace news alert. Following Pagan's split last year, former vocalist Nikki Bruman has been announced as a new singer for Blood Command. And to celebrate the start of this new chapter for the band, Blood Command has unveiled a new single and a video, Villain's Monologue, out now via Hassel Records, with Yngwie Anderson calling the new era tougher, tighter, and more melodic than ever before. This is also a great introduction for pagan fans who may not have heard of Blood Command, as a villain's monologue really showcases the ferocity of Nikki's vocals, but also combines the death pop sound that Blood Command is known for. Yngwie said that this song is a taste of what's to come. Right? A villain's monologue was written in response to someone projecting their insecurities onto me. At the time of writing this track, I was invested in supporting someone close to me. I could not see they were chasing their dreams, and I wanted the best for them. Over time, however, I came to the sad realization that the support was not reciprocated. This person who I thought I could trust was not showing me the same support that I had shown them, and as a result, were projecting. When I showed Nikki the song, she had been through an incredibly similar situation, so we both knew that this was perfect introduction to the rebirth of Blood Command. Nikki continues that, quote, a decade ago, I traveled from my home country of Australia to Norway. I chose to fly all the way to the other side of the world because of my obsession at the time with the Norwegian black metal scene. I left, however, with a new obsession, Bergen. The moment I arrived in this city, I knew there was something special about it. To this day, this is my favorite place that I have been. I used this trip and the Norwegian black metal scene as a creative inspiration for my band Pagan, who played our last show in February of 2020. Not long after we had split up, I got a job offer to join Blood Command. I had actually been introduced to Blood Command's Cult Drugs a couple of years earlier and fell in love with them instantly. In a weird way, they reminded me of a more pop version of Pagan. The strangest thing about the situation, though, was that I was being asked to join a band from Bergen. The stars had aligned. I feel so privileged to have been given the opportunity to front a band that I love and I feel such a connection with. I will sing every note from my heart. I will scream every word from my gut. I will write every lyric from my soul together with this band, and I will never let you down. We are all in this together now, end quote. So any Pagan fans or Blood Command fans out there, there's some good news for you guys. I have not listened to either one, honestly. So
yeah, same here. But we may have to do that going forward. We have to at least give them a listen.
Yeah, that's one of the perks of doing this job is we learn about new stuff that daily just as well as everybody else. So
yeah, I mean, hell, we're discovering new bands weekly. I mean, if not daily, but yeah, definitely weekly. We're learning about new bands. I mean, just barely scraping the surface of all the good metal that's out there, man. It's literally coming from everywhere.
Yeah, like if you ever think that you know everything, just start watching YouTube videos and go down a rabbit hole real quick, and
oh yeah,
you'll learn real quick that you don't know half of what you thought you did. So
right, yeah, absolutely, and you'll have a good time doing it. Trust me. I mean, Jason and I have spent plenty of Friday nights and doing exactly that. Just burning 3-4 hours on YouTube watching heavy metal videos. So
yeah.
There are definitely worse ways to spend a Friday night. That's for damn sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sticking with blabbermouth.net, the heavy metal Truants, a group of heavy metal loving cyclists from all corners of the world, have come together for the past 2 weeks in a collective fundraising challenge for leading British children's charities. In a Herculean effort between them, they have cycled, run, and walked 37,917 miles, which is beyond the equivalent of the planet's circumference, in just 12 days, and smashed their target of bringing their long-term total of funds raised to over £1 million, which is approximately $1.4 million. Founded in 2012 by Iron Maiden manager Rod Smallwood and ex-Metal Hammer magazine editor-in-chief Alexander Milas, the Heavy Metal Truants have brought together fans, musicians, and entertainment executives for an annual fundraising cycle ride from London to Donington to coincide with the Download Festival. Having traditionally been a 175-mile ride with an average of 40 participants, 2020 became the first virtual cycle ride due to the COVID pandemic, with riders clocking up their miles on local roads and cycling machines. This new format enabled many more cyclists from around the globe to join in, and for 2021's event, the 9th Heavy Metal Truants adventure, more than 260 participants, including Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson, along with walkers and runners for the first time, joined forces in the same fashion. Sponsored by friends, family, colleagues, employers, and acquaintances, they have raised a staggering amount for disadvantaged children, a cause even more essential in a prolonged period when charities are suffering so badly. The Heavy Metal Truants have now been named as the official charity partner for this year's special Download Pilot event, a government-approved test event with 10,000 fans taking place June 18th through the 20th in Donington Park. Smallwood comments, quote, "Download support for the Heavy Metal Truants from day one has been absolutely terrific and much appreciated. It's especially important now given how hard these charities have been hit by the pandemic. We sincerely thank Andy and Melvin for their incredible support. It's all about the kids and these 4 amazing charities after all. That's why we do it," end quote. Festival Republic's Melvin Ben says, quote, "We're delighted to be able to support the Heavy Metal Truants as the official charity partner of the Download Pilot. It's a very special event and a very special milestone for the Truants as they've hit over £1 million raised for these 4 incredible charities," end quote. Live Nation and Download organizer Andy Copping says, quote, "It's always an honor to be able to support the Heavy Metal Truants. Cycling the equivalent of the whole way around the earth in 12 days, that's an incredible achievement. We couldn't be prouder to be partners with them," end quote. Milas adds, quote, "The Heavy Metal Truants are a tremendous expression of our musical community. So many people, fans, artists, and indeed industry have joined us or supported us over the years, so hats or indeed cycling helmets off to them. £1 million isn't the finish line for us. We are just getting started, so watch this space," end quote. The Heavy Metal Truants have seen tremendous support from the music industry over the years, from Copping and John Giddings, who runs Isle of Wight Festival, to musicians from bands including Saxon, Trivium, Paradise Lost, and more. They have all joined fans to put on the Lycra and pedal the miles. The 2017 event was even waved off from Alexandra Palace by the one and only Brian Blessed. To help raise even more for the kids, the Heavy Metal Truants have also run auctions including memorabilia personally donated by Queen, Metallica, Kiss, Bon Jovi, Maiden, and many more, alongside spoken word events with legends of the heavy rock scene and even heavy metal curry nights. The 9th annual Heavy Metal Truants ride involved 260 riders from Australia, Brazil, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, and the USA. So, that's pretty damn amazing as far as I'm concerned. I mean, and like the story says, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep, pounding the pavement. They're going to get out there and they're going to raise more money for the kids.
Cool. Yeah, at least something good is coming out of the shutdown, I guess. But still, I'm sure people would still rather be at the Download Festival itself. But
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But, silver lining.
Yeah, right. At least they're doing something good and constructive with their time. So
absolutely.
All right, we'll move on to a story from Metal Injection. Metallica is currently suing Lloyds of London for allegedly failing to compensate the band for financial losses over the cancellation of 6 South American shows in April of 2020. As you all remember, April 2020 was right at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and all travel was shut down around the world. So getting to and playing South America was not an option, according to Metallica's lawsuit filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court and reported on by NBC Los Angeles. The band's cancellation, abandonment, and non-appearance insurance was denied. The denial stems from Lloyd's citation of the policy's communicable disease exclusion, which Metallica said is an unreasonably restrictive interpretation of the policy and is being called a breach of contract. Metallica is seeking an unspecified amount from Lloyds of London. Needless to say, if you do any business with Metallica, better make sure your ass is covered, as we have known throughout the years. So it kind of be interesting to see what falls, or if they actually get awarded anything off of that. They may have their hands full fighting an insurance company. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it usually doesn't go well, but I'm sure Metallica's got some pretty damn decent lawyers. So the playing field will probably be a little bit more level in this case. As it'll be a lot more level for them than it would be if like you or I were trying it.
Oh well, no doubt.
So you know,
I'd have to call in a favor from Uncle Arnie from Arkansas to represent me, but
no shit, man. I got that reference.
no.
All right, one more from blabbermouth.net for me. This one's a quick one, but I thought it was cool because it's a place where you don't hear about heavy metal all too often. But a question about Pantera and Motorhead was included on Tuesday, June 8th's episode of the long-running game show Jeopardy! In the category musical genres, contestants were given the clue Pantera's vulgar display of power and Motorhead's No Remorse made Rolling Stone's top 100 albums of this genre by guest host Mayim Bialik. A contestant guessed the correct question, what is heavy metal, without wasting a single second. A short time after the episode aired, Rolling Stone tweeted about the magazine reference, writing, quote, "Did you catch the latest episode of Jeopardy? Find out why we put Pantera's vulgar display of power and Motorhead's No Remorse on our 100 greatest metal albums list," end quote. The tweet also included a link to the article in question. Jeopardy began in 1984. This game show, which generally airs weekday evenings, features 3 contestants answering a series of questions posed by the host in the form of an answer on a variety of topics. Each question has a monetary value, and contestants can get extra points if they hit a Jeopardy daily double. I'm not going to read the rest because it's basically just a description of the rest of the game show. And if you haven't seen Jeopardy by now, good God. So, so like I say, that was just a quick little basically shout out that Jeopardy did for the heavy metal community, which, whenever heavy metal gets shouted out by anybody, I like to kind of see that and mention it. So, good on Jeopardy for that. I thought that was pretty cool. So
the vulgar display of powder, that would be the name of my cocaine company. So.
Oh, there you go. Hey, again, copyright. You heard it here first.
Hey, we're marketing geniuses on here, man.
Yeah, we are.
Oh wow. Speaking of something pretty genius, this next story from Loudwire. There's an electric bass guitar built from 2,000 Lego bricks, and it's the latest project from a musical craftsman known as Burl's Art.
I saw that. Yeah.
And as with the creator's other unorthodox instrument builds, the bass actually plays or slaps, as the case may be. If you slap it high. In a video shared on YouTube on Wednesday, June 9th, Burroughs presents a 14-minute Lego bass journey that won't be unfamiliar for viewers who follow the artisan, whatever. Jesus Christ. Freaking, I'm going to start practicing in a mirror or some shit. But
I wonder if you can play vulgar display of powder on that bass guitar.
Yeah, well, I mean, if not, you could probably smuggle some in it. So, but for those new to his creations, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that seeing him make a working instrument out of thousands of plastic toy bricks, plus some other guitar parts, is truly an impressive sight to behold. In order for a Lego bass to be a functional instrument, Burroughs had to construct the guitar's body around a piece of wood. The neck is also made of wood, topped with an epoxy fretboard, then finished off with a matching Lego headstock. As for its sound, a piezo pickup sits hidden under the bridge, giving the instrument electric capabilities while maintaining a clean, streamlined look. Without the wood and other elements, one might guess a Lego guitar probably would not work. Quote, I still did a piece of maple in the middle of it just to give it more strength. Burroughs explains, with as much string tension as a bass has, it was a no-brainer for me. He adds, at this time, second epoxy fretboard I've done, but the first with a truss rod under it. But this fretboard came out really well and feels super good. End quote. Feel is important, of course, because what will matter to a bassist most is how the theme plays. Burroughs readily admits that he doesn't consider himself an accomplished bass player, but he still gives the instrument a proper run through at the end of the video. Quote, that's my attempt at slapping the bass. Burroughs demurs. if you follow along with my builds, you know that I don't know how to play bass. but when I build them, I'll try and play them at the end. I played guitar for most of my life, but playing bass is a kind of completely foreign concept to me. End quote. On top of that, he acknowledges that he builds these guitars as an artistic piece more than I do for the tone of the instrument. I'm not going to say this thing sounds great, but it does make noise when it's plugged into an amp, so I'm cool with it. Over the past 2 years, Burroughs has also constructed guitars out of skateboards, coffee beans, colored pencils, pieces of paper, and even salt. And that's not even the half of it. You can check out more of Burroughs' arts videos on YouTube. Man, that is just crazy.
Yeah.
I think the craziest part is it works.
Yeah. I like how he said, I like how he said it may not sound great, but it works. I mean, I guess if you're bottom lining it, that's what counts, but
I mean, he's doing it for the artistic version of it and not really the performance. I guess that's,
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, at least you could, if you're able to tune it, you could probably, make it sound, halfway decent. So
he just slaps it up high.
Yeah. He plays it up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'd play it. I'd play it up high. All right. I've got one over at Kerrang.com, in keeping with the charitable spirit of the heavy metal community. Ramstein are auctioning off gold and platinum discs for charity. Ramstein will be flogging gold and platinum disc for their Herzeleid and Sehnsucht albums to raise money for charity. I'm not German. You'll have to give me a pass on that one. Ramstein have launched an auction site where they'll be selling off various gold and platinum discs from around the world to raise money for charity. Across this week, the German metal titans will be flogging off the trophies, marking massive sales of their Herzeleid and Sehnsucht albums in Canada, the U.S., and Iceland, and donating the proceeds to children's organization, the Albert Schweitzer Children's Village, which provides new homes to children separated from their family, events industry support organization, Alarmstufrat, Brazilian conservation charity, the Amazon Conservation Team, and Berlin Outreach, Berliner Stadtmission. Yikes! Some of those German words, man, I'm telling you. Get your wallet out and head to their charity website to place your bids. And the link to their charity website is actually in the story at Kerrang.com if you want to go over there and donate to their charity. Or if you want to buy some of Rammstein's overpriced merch, you could probably do that there too. But I digress.
If it's not
Yeah, if it's not sold out. Which is the mind-boggling part. Some of that shit did sell out. That's nuts. $1,200 hoodies, and I think they all sold out. Anyway, in other news, Rammstein have revealed they've been working on a new album in lockdown, while frontman Till Lindemann recently released the gory video for new solo single Ich hasse Kinder, which is I Hate Children. The band also rescheduled their touring plans again to 2022, and you can see those tour dates in the same story if you scroll down to the bottom. So hey, man, these heavy metal guys, they're just as charitable as everybody else. So you can't say that these guys are stingy. You absolutely cannot say that.
Right. Unless they're selling a hoodie for $1,200.
Yeah, well, I think we do laugh about that, and we've brought that up a couple times since I first reported that story. But the funny thing is it. I mean, you're sure they can charge it, and if people are going to pay it, I mean, who's kind of at fault here?
Exactly. Yeah. The people that are buying it is just like amazes me. It's just like, wow, there's a lot of people.
I mean, they're
a lot more money than I got, obviously. But.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the people who are going to pay the prices, I mean, they're setting the market. I mean, if they're willing to pay it, I mean, it's not really shame on Ramstein. I mean, if they would have put it up there for $1,200 and they were trying to sell 1,000 of them and they still had like 999 of them in the factory, to be like, hey, you may want to do something about that.
Right.
But if you have 1,000 of them and you don't have any left, I mean, hey, it's not shame on you.
Exactly.
It's good work if you can get it.
Yeah, take advantage of it while you can, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Cannibal Corpse and Hate Eternal guitarist Eric Rutan has teamed up with Sheet Happens Publishing, which is the greatest name I've ever heard, to deliver the complete guitar transcription of 10 Hate Eternal songs. The Best of Hate Eternal Volume 1 is out now. The 162-page tab book spans across all of the band's releases. This book comes with a copy of the print-ready PDF ebook and the complete Guitar Pro 7 files for the entire album. The featured songs are "All Hope Is Destroyed," "Behold Judas," "Bringer of Storms," "Catacombs," "Monarch," "Phoenix Amongst the Ashes," "Powers That Be," "Servants of the Gods," "Tombo," Tom, I think that's right, Tombo. I don't know that one. "Whom Gods Make Destroy" is 10. Rutan comments, quote, "The day is finally upon us for the release of the first ever official Hate Eternal guitar tab book entitled Hate Eternal Best of Volume 1 on Sheets Happens Publishing. I'm absolutely ecstatic to release this into the universe with the guidance of Luke Hoskin and everyone at the fantastic Sheet Happens Publishing, along with the tremendous help of the super talented Evan Bradley working with me and transcribing. We have put together this fabulous book that comes in multiple formats. This will enable and allow guitarists to be able to fully grasp and learn Hate Eternal riffs and songs the way they were written and intended to be played. He adds, having recorded 7 studio albums with Hate Eternal thus far, it was quite a challenge to just choose 10 songs for the first book and achieve it. I really wanted it to cover a lot of our catalog as well as songs that really encompass my playing and composing style as a rhythm and lead guitarist and songwriter. These 10 songs represent a lot of the creative feel and unique style and techniques that have been crafted for well over 30 years. I look forward to doing more tablature books in the future to cover even more of the Hate Eternal landscape. I am so thankful to everyone who is and has been a part of the Hate Eternal and grateful to all the people who have helped, contributed, and supported us to become what we are today. I could not be more excited to know for the first time ever people truly will have a unique insight into the complexities, the range, and the depth of emotion and insanity of what is the musical legacy of Hate Eternal Gratitude. That is from Blabbermouth. So pretty cool. I always like the innovation from metal, to do these, tab books, and we've covered a lot of other stuff that they put out that was pretty interesting. So it's just cool that they do a little stuff different,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they're putting their creativity. It's just amazing to me, especially since the COVID thing, of how many of these guys have put their creativity to use to keep themselves busy and to make a little, make some money on the side, while they're waiting for everything to get back to normal. It's pretty awesome to see what all they've come up with over the last year and a half or so.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive. I'll agree with you there. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, keep cranking that shit out, guys. Keep cranking it out. All right, moving over to Metal Injection for myself, anyway. Slipknot is aiming to release a new album this year, and they also hint at leaving Roadrunner Records. So that's kind of interesting. Slipknot has been talking quite a bit about their upcoming record, and now we've got a rough time frame for when to expect it. According to Sean Clown Crahan in an interview with 93X, the band hopes to be done with the new album by the end of July and would like to have it out by the end of the year. He also says the new album will be their final album on Roadrunner and that they are hinting that they may not re-sign. Quote, "I believe that this album it's God music, man. It's the center of the beast for me. It's a whole other element. We as a band have been trying to facilitate certain ideas in recording and songwriting. Songwriting isn't always just giving our fans cycle socials and surfacings without saying it. Sometimes we can write those songs in our sleeps. It's so in us. It's what we don't know, and what we don't know how to pull out is what is the love for humanity. I want to make a difference. I don't do a lot of charity because I believe what I'm doing on stage is my charity. It's bringing everyone together for a night. I just think that I just think what we're doing now is really, there's a lot of things going on. One, we're getting off our label, and I feel free. It's got nothing to do with what's next. It's just got to do with get the hell away from me," end quote. Previously, Crahan has called the new album God Music and compared its sound to the band's 2001 album Iowa. Taylor has also chimed in about the new material, saying the new stuff has made me start thinking outside of my own box and challenging myself, quote unquote. In other Slipknot news, the band just announced their tour with Killswitch Engage, Fever 333, and Code Orange. The tour will kick off in Tinley Park, Illinois on September 28th. Excuse me, a few days after Knotfest Iowa 2021 wraps up. And I'm going to piggyback off of that story and go into this, as well as this is from Kerrang. So I'm going to piggyback my metal injection story with something off of Kerrang because this kind of ties in. As well as sitting on an unreleased 2008 project, Look Outside Your Window, which last we heard is set to come out during the We Are Not Your Kind cycle, Slipknot's Clown has revealed that the band have a Paul Gray tribute song that is yet to be heard by fans. The percussionist tells 93X that it's probably his fault the track has yet seen the light of day, revealing, quote, there are so many songs that have never been released because they get taken up to a point and they're doing good, but then they just sort of fall short because maybe that right brush just couldn't bring that color yet, so we hold it back. There's tons of music. We have a song that we wrote for Paul Gray called Without the Gray, and it's probably my fault, but I've held it for a long time. I don't know why, end quote. He also continues, it was close in the beginning, and it seemed like it needed to be for us more than for anyone else, and now I don't care. I want it to be for everyone else instead of us. So I'm not exactly 100% sure when the song is going to come out. It didn't say in the story, but it sounds like that they've had this song for a while, and they were kind of just keeping it to themselves because it was one of those personal things for them. It's kind of like a cathartic thing that they wrote after Paul had died. But it sounds like they're going to be getting close to releasing it, so we'll kind of keep an eye out for that. And we'll let you guys know if we hear when that's going to happen.
No, that'd be cool either way.
Yeah.
Any new Slipknot music will be welcome. Sure.
Absolutely. I'm down. All right, what you got, buddy?
Yeah. Well, I guess if I didn't know half my story away already, I'd probably be. I started reading. I was like, that's not the beginning. So I'm going to piggyback a lot right here because we're getting into some stories about festivals, and there's been a lot of finalizations on some lineups I'm going to discuss too right after this one. But this one is a story over. I believe it was on Metal Injection. I believe didn't write it down, or maybe it was. Nope, I'm still on Blabbermouth. Sorry. The inaugural Monsters of the Mountain 3-day hard rock music festival, brought to you by the creators of the pioneering Monsters of Rock cruise, has been announced for this October 15th through the 17th at the LeConte Center in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, at the beautiful Great Smoky Mountains, just down the road.
Yeah, it is.
And this immersive, and if you want to, just to let you guys know, if you've never been to the Great Smoky Mountains in October, that is like the most awesome time to go. All the leaves are changing. The weather's, pretty decent at that time of year. It's just like, it's probably one of my most favorite times to go is in the fall. So October should be a great time if you want to visit Pigeon Forge and hang out at a Monsters on the Mountain music festival. It says this immersive fan and artist celebration will be the first Monsters event in almost 2 years, so attendees will definitely be celebrating Monsters on the Mountain theme. You can still rock in America. As they witness performances from over 20 rock arts acts, plus an array of interactive events and activities. All ticket holders will not only receive complimentary parking and unlimited access to the performances, but also access to the Rock and Roll Vendor Market, the Rock and Roll Art Gallery, and the Ultimate Tailgate Party, with more to be announced. The public on sale kicked off yesterday at noon, with 3-day packages starting at $265 per person, plus ticketing fees and taxes. And individual tickets are also being available. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit monstersonthemountain.com and follow Monsters of Rock Cruise on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for updates as well. The lineup for the inaugural Monsters on the Mountain is as follows: Tesla, Vince Neil, Night Ranger, Winger, Kick, Slaughter, Firehouse, Eclipse, Pat Travers, Bullet Boys, Vixen, Kingdom Come, Lynch Mob. I did say Lynch Mob. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I did. I did hear it.
Rhino, Bucket, Liliac, Native Sons, Gilby Clark, John Corabi, Anthony Corder, Mark Evans, Randy Hansen, Jeff Scott Soto, and Jason Beeler. Serving as official event hosts are Eddie Trunk from VH1 and Sirius XM, and comedians Don Jameson and Jim Florentine, former hosts of VH1 Classics hit TV show That Metal Show. plus Sirius XM's Boneyard and Hair Nation are certain to keep the party going. Located along the banks of the Little Pigeon River, the LeConte Center at Pigeon Forge is a perfect setting for inaugural Monsters on the Mountain. The architecture and design of the venue exudes a mountain lodge ambience that amplifies the serenity of the Great Smoky Mountains. When the design and planning for this impressive event and concert venue began, the name was chosen as a tribute to the building's spectacular view of Mount LeConte in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. For over 60 years, visitors have been returning year round to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, as the little mountain town and family-friendly vacation destination is filled with fun activities, from thrilling attractions and award-winning shows to countless options for dining, shopping, and lodging. With a myriad of events, activities, and music to keep the fans entertained day in and day out, Monsters on the Mountain promises to be the biggest event of 2021 for hard rock music enthusiasts. That was from Blabbermouth. I mean that's a I mean from all the ones that I have seen so far, that would be a huge statement to try to take on saying the biggest event of 2021.
Yeah.
And so, but we're going to piggyback off that and going over here to the Blue Ridge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Blue Ridge, if you don't know, Blue Ridge is is not one of the big, corporate music festivals. They're pretty much privately owned. So for them to put out a show like this is just unreal to me. This was something I would see from like Danny Wimmer or somewhere like that. But so they still have a couple of spots they're waiting to ink in, which from what I've told, Evanescence is one of the bands they haven't quite finalized yet. But the contract's there; they're just waiting on them to sign it. So hopefully they'll be added to the list here pretty soon. But so far we have bands such as Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, The Ghost Inside, Hailstorm, Skillet, Black Label Society, POD, Sabaton, Testament, Hate Breeds, From Ashes to New, Miss May I, Chelsea Grand, Rob Zombie, Limp Bizkit, Rise Against, I Prevail. I Prevail is actually the only show of 2021 is going to be at this festival, which is crazy. So Chevelle, Anthrax, Asking Alexandria, Clutch, Motionless in White, Atreyu, Seven Dust, Fever 333, Not Loose, Fozzy, Crown the Empire, Drugs, Bad Omens, Nonpoint, Light the Torch, Saw, Stitched Up Heart, Tala, Bird from the Sky, Five Finger Death Punch, Megadeth, Lamb of God, Seether, Cypress Hill, Theory of a Dead Man, Trivium, Body Count, Beartooth, Wage War, Avatar, Bad Flower, In Flames, 10 Years, All That Remains, Corrosion of Conformity, Escape the Fate, Another Day Dawns, let's see, Shine Down. For the special guest is, I think, Evanescence, because like I said, they just waiting to ink that contract. So Papa Roach, Gojira, Mastodon, Killswitch Engage, Under Oath, Pop Evil, The Who, Ice Nine Kills, August Burns Red, Aaron Jones, We Came as Romans, Fit for a King, Drowning Pool, El Nino, Adelia's Way, Currents, and many more. So, I mean, man, I actually bought my tickets yesterday for this. So, so I've got a hotel booked. I've got my tickets in, so I am committed at this point.
I mean, that would be a hell of a lineup if that was the whole lineup.
Oh, I know, and they still got I think they still got like 2 open spots, and I think they said there's still 2 open spots, and then plus I think that, like I said, I think the Evanescence one is pretty much going to be just waiting on some ink to be put on a contract. But
yeah,
I mean that can still be backed out of, so we'll see what happens. But I mean they wanted to have this put out and finalized by yesterday, and it just wasn't happening. And they said, look, we got all this except for 3. Let's just put it out and let's give them, give the fan. I think the fans also commented on a lot of their posts saying they didn't care at this point. It was worth the money what they already had listed, which I have to agree with. I mean,
oh God, yeah. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, if at this point, if I mean, I don't think I probably won't be able to go to this for, a couple of different reasons. And that kind of stinks. But if I was still on the fence at this point, I don't think a couple more band announcements would have made a difference. Because I mean, if you don't know by now that you don't want to go to this tour,
Right.
holy shit, man! I mean, then you don't want to go.
I honestly knew about 10 bands in that I wanted to go to this. So.
Right. So I'm saying, so yeah, if you weren't sure by now, then you didn't want to go, because I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the bands that you did list, I'm kind of like, meh, but that's going to happen with a festival this size. But still, with as many for every band that I was kind of like, I could take it or leave it. I mean, there was probably 3-4 bands like, okay, yeah, I'd absolutely like to go see that band. Right. So yeah, this bill is huge. So yeah, even with the couple more bands they have to announce, I mean, just the volume is insane.
Like I said, this is the first week of announcing bands. They had Fozzy, Nonpoint, Seven Dust, Killswitch Engage, Light the Torch, Five Finger Death Wish. That was just in the first week of announcing, or Five Finger wasn't. Five Finger was the first headliner announced, but still, I mean, you had at least 5 or 6 bands in the first week that I would pay to go see by themselves. So,
right.
So I'm just like, yeah, I'm down. And then of course when they canceled the Megadeth show here in Nashville and then added them to that just sold me right there. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going now because.
Yeah, and that's the I think that's the main part that kind of chaps my ass for me personally, is because we were going to that show, the right. show here in Nashville. We had our tickets bought and everything, and then they canceled the show here, and now I'm not going to be able to go to this festival, and I'm also not going to be able to see him in Nashville. So it's kind of like a double whammy for me personally. So that sucks twice.
Yeah, but we did get some good news for our Nashville area that Judas Priest and Sabaton was going to be here in October. So that's some good news.
That is some good news, yeah. So hopefully I'll be in a position where I can go to that one, even though I don't remember, because I remember seeing the post about that show in the Metalheads Unite's Facebook page. One of our members first posted that. That's where I saw it. I can't remember exactly what the Nashville date is, but I want to say it was October 31st. I want to say it's Halloween night. So
no, it's the 21st.
21st. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. That's even better. Okay. So hopefully I'll be in a position to where I can go to that show at the end of October, because I've never seen Sabaton and I would love to. Sabaton is so underrated in this country. And I've seen Priest before, but not as a headliner. So I would love to see a headlining set from them, especially since, hopefully by then, maybe they'll have some new music that they're touring on. So to be able to see those two bands together would be awesome.
Right. Yeah, and then of course we talked about making that road trip for Slipknot and Killswitch Engage as well. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd still like to do that too. So fingers crossed. Right.
So I want to stay on topic here. Rocklahoma has also finalized their lineup. Their prior Oklahoma is September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. A lot of September festivals, man. That's like, God, you just got to pick and choose, unless you just have a lot of money built up from over a year and a half. You can go to all of them, which would be great.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great.
But the Rocklahoma's got Rob Zombie, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, Chevelle, Hellstorm, Anthrax, Fallen in Reverse, Phil Anselmo, and the Illegals performing a full vulgar display of Power album of Pantera, which I've seen that before. Oh my God, it's freaking awesome.
I noticed you slowed down when you said Power.
Yeah, Powder.
Oh shit! I'm never gonna live that down.
Yeah. Well, what would be even funnier is because the next band listed is Seven Dust. So.
Oh God! All right. Okay.
I mean, we can't make this shit up sometimes. I swear to God.
Oh God! Yeah.
The Who, Motionless in White, Pop Evil, Bad Flower, Grandson, Candlebox, Puddle of Mud, Stephen Piercy of Rat, Andrew W.K., Not Loose from Ash to the New, Tremonte, Aaron Jones, Light the Torch, Butcher Babies, George Lynch and the Electric Freedom. Maybe he changed it on this tour. But
yeah, I like Lynch Mob better.
Yeah, he was still Lynch Mob. So
I like Lynch Mob better.
Diamante, Bullet Boys, Another Day, Dawn's Dead Metal Society, and there's not really a lot on here. The undercard's not really bands that I have heard of, but or can read at this point because I had to turn my light out because that thing was getting on my damn nerves, glaring off my picture behind me. So, but I think there was one more. I thought I had saved. Maybe I didn't. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, I thought I had another one saved here because there was another festival I was looking at too that got finalized, but I can't remember which one it was now. Anyway, there's definitely a couple of different festivals out there, especially in the September and October fall. Fall festivals are always the best. I went to one in May. Not too much of a fan. So
yeah, I think I'd rather go to something like that in the fall also, where it's not, where it's not so damn hot. I mean, I've been to an Ozfest down here in Tennessee in July, and oh my God, it was fun. I mean, the show was great. The weather was fucking awful. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was sunny, but that was the bad part, is that it was sunny. So
right.
So God, yeah. I mean, September and October for me, that I would say probably March, April, and then September, October probably would be the garden spots as far as having a festival.
Oh yeah.
Jason, I think your camera feed may have froze.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
All right. Well, at least we still get to see your pretty face on here. So
yeah. At least I wasn't making like a face where I was shitting or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That'd be a little awkward.
Yeah, it would be a little weird. All right. I've got one more story. This one over at Loudwire.com. The El Rosa Villa, the Columbus music venue where 5 people, including Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell, were shot and killed in 2004, is set to become the site of a new affordable housing area in the Ohio City. According to the Columbus Dispatch, over 100 affordable apartment units will be built on the land where the once popular rock club stands. The Columbus City Council is expected to vote Monday on using $2.175 million from the city's Affordable Housing Bond Fund for the apartments to be built at the site. The proposed legislation states that the development would consist of 3 4-story buildings that would house 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom apartments. Initially, residents earning 30% to 60% of the area median income would be eligible to live there. For 30%, that would be $17,600 for one person and $26,500 for a 4-member family. For 60%, that would be $35,220 for a one-person household and $50,520 for a family of 4. The club hosted many of the top rock and metal acts of the day, but on December 28, 2004, armed gunman Nathan Gale entered the venue and opened fire while Damageplan were playing their set. Guitarist Dimebag Darrell was killed, as were audience member Nathan Bray, club employee Aaron Hawk, and band security member Jeffrey Mayhem Thompson. Officer James Niggemeyer entered the club and shot and killed Gale. In 2019, it was revealed that the club had been put on the market by Best Corporate Real Estate. The venue was initially built in 1970. While being put up for sale, the venue continued to host concerts. Scott Sharlock, the chief operating officer of the CMHA, told the Columbus Dispatch that the current partnership planning to build the affordable housing is paying $1.3 million for the property, with the housing authority set to eventually own it. The property has been owned by DRJ Family LLC of Westerville. Sharlock said the project received low-income housing tax credits through the Ohio Housing Finance Agency. According to the city council legislation, the city plans to contribute a total of $4.35 million to the project over 2 years. So that's what's going to happen to the site of where the club used to be. I guess they'll be getting some use out of it, so people will have a chance to live there. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that maybe they'll kind of put some sort of a memorial on the site somewhere. Obviously it's not exactly a date and an event that we all want to really remember, but keeping the memory of everybody who lost their lives that day. Not just Dimebag, but I mean there were three other innocent people that were shot and killed that day
Right.
by that guy, and so because everyone's going to remember Dimebag. Everyone's going to remember Dimebag. You and
Right.
me and everybody in the metal community is going to remember Dimebag. But it should also be for the other people who lost their lives in that event. Those people, they were either working there, or I mean, one guy was just there to watch the concert. He was just there watching the show, and he ended up losing his life. So I mean, those are the people that need to be remembered more than Dimebag does, because Dimebag's memory is not going anywhere. So
Right.
hopefully they'll come up with some sort of, even if it's just a plaque. This is the site of blah blah blah. Something. At least to honor those people too.
Right. Yeah. Maybe have like a plaque on the wall, like or something similar to uh, people when they lose their lives in war or whatever. I don't want to compare that
Right.
to war, but I'm just saying something similar to that.
Right. Yeah. Just some sort of memorial. And yeah, like you said, it could be on the wall of the lobby of the building. Yeah. Something.
Right.
Anything.
Yeah. I still be skeptical of living anywhere like that myself. If I move into a house that I know nothing, that I don't know about anything happening in it, I'm okay. But when I know something's happened like that, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think I want to be haunted by those people. But
Yeah.
all right, so let's
But
see.
that was actually all of the news articles I decided to go with today.
Yeah, I may skip around a little bit because I have some lengthy ones, and we're already at 11:07, so I don't want to. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time. I'm just going to get the ones that I want to out, and then I'll touch a little bit on the other ones because there's one that's really lengthy. But I want to keep going with this one. Former Five Finger Death Punch guitarist Jason Hook is giving back to the crews and roadies that have played a part in his musical career, concert production, and guitar industry for decades. With live music and concert gone during the pandemic, 100,000 plus roadies have been out of work. Musicians are coming together to help their fellow industry mates. Beginning June 11th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, a limited time a special edition Jason Hook memorabilia auction will launch, allowing fans and friends worldwide the opportunity to purchase exclusive Jason Hook memorabilia. Partial proceeds will benefit roadie relief. Some of the items include Jason Hook custom Harley Davidson FX STB Softail Night Train motorcycle, Jason Hook Kawasaki KX250F motocross motorcycle and signed helmet. Jason Hook got your six airbrushed Gibson Explorer used on the Five Finger Death Punch Got Your Six World Tour. It includes large signed photograph. Um, Jason Hook stage played custom white and olive Gibson M4 Sherman electric guitar. Says Hook, quote, I was asked to help support www.roadierelief.org with an online auction, and I jumped at the opportunity to help our roadie and crew members community get back on their feet. Live music is starting up again, but we can't forget the last 15 months where these critical members of our music community were unable to work. We need to get together and support our industry, end quote. Like I've seen a picture of the Got Your Six guitar. Oh my god, that damn thing is badass, dude.
I'll have to look that up. I hadn't seen it.
uh, yeah, it's pretty cool. Uh,
Again, say what you want about Five Finger Death Punch, but man, they do a lot of charitable work.
they do. They definitely give back a lot to the military, to just like that. So it's pretty awesome. All right, we'll talk about a new band here that we've discussed in the past. Upstate New York all-female rock band Plush has entered a studio with producer Johnny K, which has worked with Stain, Three Doors Down, and Disturbed, to record its debut album to be released this fall on Pavement Entertainment. Having formed during the COVID-19 lockdowns, Plush released its first single, Hate, earlier this year, which has climbed to number 29 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock chart. Plush has been making headlines through the rock scene, being one of the first all-female rock bands under the age of 21 to emerge in some time. The ladies of Plush are thrilled about going into the studio to record a full-length album. Vocalist and guitarist Formica says, I'm super excited to get into the studio with my bandmates. We have a mix of some heavy songs as well as some ballads. Can't wait for everyone to hear the finished product. Drummer Brooke Colucci adds, recording our own album is a dream come true. Working with Johnny K in the past was an absolute pleasure, and I'm so honored to be able to work with him again. Super excited to get into the studio and put out some new music. Bassist Ashley Supa shares, this journey feels more and more unreal each day, and it's been an absolute pleasure to work alongside such incredibly talented bandmates. Our first album means so much to each of us, and we hope that it will to everyone else as well. Lead guitarist Bella Piron says, I'm very excited to be working on our first album. I can't wait to share new music soon. Fans of Plush have been eagerly anticipating new music from the band. To give them a taste of what's to come, Plush has put together a preview of 3 new songs that will be featured on the upcoming album. Plush is also gearing up for some live shows to kick off the summer. The following performances have been announced for 2021, including an exciting full-blown U.S. Tour to be announced soon. August 13th, they're in Springfield, Illinois at the Illinois State Fair. August 18th, they're in Kenosha, Wisconsin at the Kenosha County Fair. And August 19th at Wonder Lake, Illinois at the Alibi Pub, which is a special limited capacity show. In addition to the summer dates, Plush has announced its inclusion on the Varagas Rock Festival, which will be a unique vacation experience that will take place on a cruise ship February 16th through the 21st at 2022, and feature band performances from Rob Zombie and Chevelle, along with many others. That was from Blabbermouth. So yeah, that band's got a lot going on to be so young, looks like. So
yeah, they do. Yeah, and that single that they released, it was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid song. It was a hell of a jumping off point for them. It'll be interesting to see what a full length album sounds like.
So it's pretty cool to me, like that we've come across so much of female artists. You know, we talk about female fronted bands so much, but then you see a all female band is just so cool. Like I talked about one last week on the albums that I did, which was Burning Witches.
Right.
You know, they were all female as well. You know, power metal band, and it's just like awesome to do these stories about that. It's just like we talk about, you know, the heavy metal scene being so diverse, and just doing those stories just makes it makes it heartwarming to do them, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually went and downloaded that Burning Witches album that you were talking about after the show last week, and I listened to it. I think like Sunday and Monday, and it was a pretty solid album. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what Plush comes out with. Good for them, right. Like you said, especially being so young. Good for them.
Right. All right. So one more story here, and then I'll touch on the other one. I don't want to take up too much time, but Wolfgang Van Halen will host a new Sirius XM show, Top of the Pack, honoring some of the biggest acts in classic rock. According to Rolling Stone, the program will launch June 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM's Classic Rewind on Channel 25, as well as the SXM app. New episodes will air monthly. In the first episode of Top of the Pack, Wolfgang will celebrate the 30th anniversary of Van Halen's 1991 album, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. And just go ahead and abbreviate that on your own.
Yeah, right.
The episode will also feature music by Guns N' Roses, Peter Gabriel, Aerosmith, and The Police, as well as select cuts from the self-titled debut album from Wolfgang's solo band, Mammoth WVH. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to host my own radio show on Classic Rewind for Sirius XM, Wolfgang said in a statement. Top of the Pack is something that I want to be fun for the listener. It gives me the opportunity to share some classic rock favorites that we all love, as well as some unexpected surprises, and even a few personal favorites from all eras. It is a huge honor to have this time to share with the listeners, and I hope they enjoyed as much as I do. Wolfgang's a busy guy.
He has been lately.
Yeah. So I was going to touch on this one story. I don't really want to go into too deep because it was kind of lengthy. But John Oliva, or Oliva, however you want. I thought it was Olivia. Maybe I left out something. But American composer, multi-instrumentalist, and singer who is best known for being the founder and keyboardist and lead vocalist. Pretty much everything Sabotage. He was speaking to that metal interview about the possibility of new music from the cult metal outfit, and he said, as transcribed in Blabbermouth, ever since Savage's 2001 album Poets and Madmen, I have been writing Sabotage material. Me and guitarist Al Petrelli and Chris Caffrey over the last couple of years have been putting together material and writing stuff together. Um, there is no official thing that we're going to do Sabotage album. There's nothing official because you know what? As soon as I say yeah, we're going to do a new Sabotage album, something will happen to fuck it up, and then I look like a liar. So I'm going to say that there's many surprises in the future. We don't know what's going to happen. We're not sure, but we are writing, and hopefully something will be out soon. Just to sum that up, looking like we may get some new material from Sabotage after many years. That would be pretty awesome too. So.
Yeah, and speaking of Sabotage and Burning Witches actually did a cover of Hall of the Mountain King on that new album.
Right, they did. which, like I said, you know, if you've heard Sabotage, it's hard to duplicate or try to even come close to John Olivia's voice. Man, he's got some pipes. So
yeah, he does. But they did a good job covering the song. I liked it.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we need to move on into This Week in Metal History.
This Week in Metal History. Yes, let's do that. Awesome. All right, This Week in Metal History, leading off with the very, very tail end of last Saturday after the show. Again, This Week in Metal History is brought to you by This Day in Metal over at Twitter and on Facebook. Go ahead and check out Metalhead Marv over there at Twitter and on Facebook. I follow him on both. He's a little more he's actually a lot more active on Twitter than on Facebook. So if you want to follow him over there, you can find him at This Day in Metal. All right, leading off with June 5th. Like I said, this was stuff that was left over from after the show last week. June 5th, 1988, Hardware releases their debut album, Heavy Nights. January 5th of 2009, Praying Mantis releases Sanctuary. And June 5th, 2001, Drowning Pool releases their debut album, Sinner, which debuted at number 14 on the Billboard 200. And unfortunately was the only album that had Dave Williams featured on it, because we all know that he unfortunately passed away not too long after the album came out. So,
right. And I was fortunate enough to see Drowning Pool with Dave, which was pretty awesome. So.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he wasn't around with Drowning Pool for very long. Moving ahead to the 6th, 6/6/1995, King Diamond releases The Spider's Lullaby. 6/6/1988, Rage releases Perfect Man, and Britney Fox releases their self-titled debut album. 6/6/1984, Blind Vengeance releases Taste of Sin. June 6, 2000, Alice Cooper releases Brutal Planet. June 6th, 2013, Death SS releases Resurrection. June 6, 1985, Agent Steel releases their debut album, Skeptics Apocalypse. June 6, 1986, Death Dealer releases their debut album, Keeper of the Flame. June 6, 1997, Iced Earth releases Days of Purgatory, which is kind of what John Schaefer's going through right now, but that's neither here nor there. June 6, 2012, Animetal USA releases Animetal USA W. Moving ahead to the 7th, June 7th, 1987, Demon releases Breakout. June 7th, 1990, Tiamat releases their debut album, Sumerian Cry. June 7th, 1982, Rapid Tears releases their debut album, Honestly. And Manowar releases their debut album, Battle Hymns. June 7th, 2019, Majestica releases their debut album, Above the Sky. June 7th, 1992, Massacre releases Signs of the Decline. June 7th, 2005, Dream Theater releases Octavarium, which peaked at number 36 on the Billboard 200. June 7th, 1999, Therion releases Crowning of Atlantis. June 7th, 2004, Nightwish releases Once, which was a very good album and was also Tarja Turanen's last album with the band. June 7th, 2011, Morbid Angel releases Illud Divinum Insanus. And June 7th, 1993, Mortification releases Post Momentary Affliction. Moving ahead to the 8th, June 8th, 2010, Nevermore releases The Obsidian Conspiracy, and Iron Maiden releases the single El Dorado, which won the 2011 Grammy Award for Best Metal Performance. June 8th, 1999, Def Leppard releases Euphoria. Testament releases The Gathering, and Ministry releases Dark Side of the Spoon. June 8th, 2012, Candlemass releases Psalms for the Dead. June 8th, 1983, Virgin Steel releases Guardians of the Flame. June 8th, 1992, Faith No More releases Angel Dust, which sold 2.5 million copies worldwide, their best-selling album. June 8th, 1986, Blade Runner releases Warriors of Rock. And June 8th, 1993, Last Action Hero music from the original motion picture is released. It peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200 and was certified platinum on August 24th, 1993. I don't know if you remember that, the Last Action Hero soundtrack. Jason, you probably do. That was a really damn good soundtrack.
Yeah, I actually have that soundtrack.
Yeah, I know I used to have it. I don't know if I do anymore because I think I had it on cassette at one point. But, for everybody out there who hasn't heard the Last Action Hero movie soundtrack, just go check out if you don't listen to the soundtrack, just check out the lineup alone. It was insane. And then last for the 8th, June 8th, 2004, Velvet Revolver releases their debut album, Contraband. I only put this on the list because Marv had it. I don't really consider Velvet Revolver metal, but so I just kind of deferred to Marv on that one.
But they're definitely hard. They're definitely hard rock. I mean, they were definitely, that Scott Weiland, Silence was lead singing there, and like the Velvet Revolver was definitely harder than Stone Temple Pilots were.
Well, I'll give you that one for sure. I can agree with that. So.
Of course, you had Slash on guitar, so
yeah. So yeah, I just kind of deferred to Marv on that one. But so that was June 8th. Moving ahead to June 9th. June 9th, 1998, Merciful Fate releases Dead Again, and Slayer releases Diabolus and Musica, which peaked at number 31 on the Billboard 200. June 9th, 1986, Dealer releases their debut album First Strike. June 9th, 2015, Suppuration releases Devouring Your Prayers, and Bullet Boys releases Elefante. June 9th, 1989, Decimator releases their debut album Carnage City State Mosh Patrol. Whew, that's a mouthful. June 9th, 2017, Suffocation releases Of the Dark Light, and Destructor releases Decibel Casualties. June 9th, 1997, Testament releases Demonic. June 9th, 1992, Tankard releases Stone Cold Sober, and Deicide releases Legion. June 9th, 1999, Pissing Razors releases Cast Down the Plague. Probably one of the more painful band names. June 9th, 2008, Venom releases Hell. Moving ahead to the 10th, June 10th, 1983, Pantera releases their debut album Metal Magic. Diamond Head releases Canterbury, which peaked at number 32 on the UK albums chart, and Tank releases This Means War. June 10th, 1986, Candlemass releases their debut album Epicus Dumicus Metallicus. June 10th, June 10th, 1984, Warhead releases their debut album Speedway, and Cloven Hoof releases their self-titled debut album. June 10th, 2013, Black Sabbath releases 13, which peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200. June 10th, 1996, Carcass releases Swan Song. June 10th, 1982, Rainbow releases Straight Between the Eyes. June 10th, 1988, Raven releases Nothing Exceeds Like Excess. June 10th, 1989, Primal Fear releases Jaws of Death. June 10th, 1995, Wasp releases Still Not Black Enough. June 10th, 1992, Loudness releases... I know. I was like, damn, Blackie Lawless, you may want to just calm down a little bit with that album title there. June 10th, 1992, Loudness releases a self-titled album. June 10th, 2014, Arch Enemy releases War Eternal, which peaked at number 44 on the Billboard 200 and was Alyssa White-Glutz's debut as vocalist for Arch Enemy after Angela Gossow stepped down to become the band's manager. Also on June 10th, 2014, Hell Yeah releases Blood for Blood, which peaked at number 18 on the Billboard 200. June 10th, 2003, Agent Steel releases Order of the Illuminati. Don't know if that was confirmed or not. And June 10th, 1989, Skid Row releases the single Youth Gone Wild. Moving ahead to the 11th, June 11th, 1991, Skid Row releases Slave to the Grind, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. That was a fantastic album, Slave to the Grind. God, it was such a good album. On the same day, June 11th, 1991, Raven releases Architect of Fear, and Typo Negative releases their debut album, Slow, Deep, and Hard. Let's see. Yeah, I know, right? June 11th, 1986, Warminster releases Out of the Ashes. That was an EP for them. June 11th, 2010, Ozzy Osbourne releases Scream, which peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200. June 11th, 2002, Wasp releases Dying for the World, and Korn releases releases Untouchables, which debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. June 11th, 2013, Children of Bodom releases Hand of Blood. The Black Dahlia Murder releases Ever Black, which debuted at number 32 on the Billboard 200. June 11th, 2007, Municipal Waste releases The Art of Partying. Moving ahead to today's date, June 12th, 1985, Megadeth releases their debut album Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Trojan releases their debut album Chasing the Storm, and Carrier releases their debut album Way Beyond the Night, and Metal Wars was released, which was a K-Tel Records compilation album. June 12th, 1988, Bolt Thrower releases their debut album In Battle, There Is No Law. So those are the historical releases from June 5th up to the first half of June 12th.
Nice.
Yeah.
A lot of good albums on there, man.
Yeah, there was.
All right. I don't have a whole lot in history, so I'll think it out real quick here. June 6th, 1979, Def Leppard played at Crook's Working Man's Club in Sheffield. The gig was reviewed in UK music paper Sounds and led to the recording contract with Phonogram Records. So they played their show on June 6, 79, and that show led up to their signing. So
nice.
And then the rest is history, as they say. So
absolutely.
And actually seen where they were working on new stuff. So
wow, really?
Yeah.
All right.
They just like nonstop, which I mean, they kind of became I don't know. They kind of became one-dimensional with ballady type stuff, but whatever got them.
They kind of did, yeah.
Yeah, whatever gets them paid, I guess. But
yeah, that's true.
They're more talented than I am, so I can't really knock them. So June 6th.
I won't make a joke about Rick Allen being more talented of a drummer than I am with one arm, but I mean,
but it's true.
It is true.
June 6th, 2005, John Bonham was voted at number 1 in Classic Rock Magazine's 50 Greatest Drummers in Rock, listing Moby Dick as Bonham's defining moment. During live sets with Zeppelin, his drum solo, Moby Dick, would often last for half an hour and regularly featured the use of his bare hands. So wow, that's pretty freaking impressive, man. We're not big Led Zeppelin fans, but just unreal. June 7th.
I'm not even a little bit of a Led Zeppelin fan, but right. But that's just me. That's just me.
Right.
Opinions my opinion doesn't reflect the opinions of Metalheads Unite.
I think it's more of a thing to where they've been around for since the 60s and 70s. So I mean it's been a long time, and then you just hear the same stuff over and over and over. You finally just get burnt out.
Yeah. But I will say that I cannot discount their career, but just as a personal preference, I'm not a fan.
Right. Same here. June 7th, 2010, former Stereophonics drummer and BBC Radio Wales presenter Stuart Cable was found dead at his home near Aberdare in Wales at age 40. His new band, Killing for Company, had been due to appear at the Download Rock Festival in Donington a few days from this date. Cable had also been presenting a rock show on BBC Radio Wales. So guessing they never made it to the Download Rock Festival that year in 2010, which is pretty sad in itself. But anyway, June 8th, 1970, Deep Purple had their van and equipment impounded by East German police while on a European tour after mistakenly driving too close to the border. Wow. Now that's welcomed, isn't it?
Yeah, there is no border anymore. Yeah, thanks to Ronald Reagan and all those guys for tearing down this wall. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, how could you get in? But they got in trouble for driving too close to the border, not over it.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't say it went over it, which was that's one of the reasons why I thought the story was kind of weird. But
yeah, that sounds like bullshit to me.
I guess back in when was that? I said 1970. So I mean, you got to think
Oh,
times
well,
were a little different. So
yeah.
maybe they had a 500-foot rule or something. Then I don't know.
Well, back then there were a lot of goofy ass rules in Germany.
Right, right. Let's see,
So yeah. Oh, okay, that's
June
weird.
8th, June 8th, 2003, Led Zeppelin were at #1 on the U.S. album chart with their triple live album, How the West Was Won, the band's seventh U.S. #1 album. The performances were from the band's 72 tour in the United States, recorded at the LA Forum on 25th of June, 1972, and Long Beach Arena on the 27th of June, 1972. So June 9th, 2015, a Toronto based company called Nutritional High announced that they had secured the licensing rights to manufacture and distribute marijuana and hemp based products using the song titles and bearing the likeness of iconic guitarist Jimi Hendrix. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure there's Purple Haze was in there somewhere.
Oh, I was just about to say that.
June 9th, 1915. This actually goes back to one of the birthdays. American guitarist Les Paul was born, who had a 1953 UK #7 single with Vaya con Dios and the US #7 single Hummingbird with Mary Ford, featuring his multi-layered recording techniques. He also pioneered closed miking and echo delay recording. He broke his right arm in a car accident and had it set at an angle so he could still play guitar. Paul died in a hospital in White Plains, New York, at the age of 94, suffering from severe pneumonia in August 12th of 2009. So Les Paul. And so if you know that name, then you know the history.
Yeah. How? Okay. I have a question though, and this is, I mean, obviously, it's a rhetorical question, I guess, but how the hell do you have your arm set at an angle where you can still play? What? I mean, at a 45-degree angle? I mean,
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really say, but
because okay, all right.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever he did, obviously it worked. But I mean, that was just. I'm trying to picture how you have your arm set in another way other than the natural way. I'm confused by that.
I guess he put his guitar in front of him and said, "Hey, make sure I can still strum this thing." You know,
he may have. Damn, that kind of blew my mind a little bit there.
Well,
like I say, whatever he did, it worked.
As if we weren't impressed by the guitars itself. I mean,
no shit, right?
Oh wow! Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're going to jump into the fun part of the show here.
The other part of the show wasn't fun?
Well, I mean,
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get it.
I guess the creative and fun part of the
show. Okay, all right, I got you.
We're just relaying news right now. This is actually something that we get to have a little fun with. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. If you hadn't followed us, we do a little segment where we do our favorites. Like I said, it's not really a top 10 or anything like that. We just kind of put favorites together for. I think we've done instrumentals and ballads and
female vocalists and soundtracks and
we've done a lot. So
other stuff.
Yeah, so we'll be doing. I guess next week's Father's Day, right?
Next week is Father's Day. Yes, it is.
So we'll be doing our favorite male vocalists next week.
Yes, we will.
Just to celebrate Father's Day there. This week we decided, with all the talks of the COVID related, kind of going. Hopefully going away and not going away permanently, I'm sure, but at least having a little less effect on us as a country, and we're actually opening up stuff for people to go back in and do a little have a little fun with.
Where did I go there?
I don't know what you did.
Where did I go there?
I don't know. I'll put you back on. Hold on.
Oh, there I am.
There you go. Yeah.
I went to mute myself. I went to mute my mic, and I made myself disappear there for a second. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, freaking magician! I didn't know it. Look at that.
Yeah. Dan will probably laugh at me for that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Anyway, we decided that we were going to do some COVID related hard rock and heavy metal songs. Like I guess, like if we were going to make a soundtrack for COVID, this is what we would put on it. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
You want to kick it off, or?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and lead off with this one. Yeah, this is my 10 favorite, I guess, pandemic songs. These are definitely in no particular order. I know that we don't put them in like order from like 1 to 10, or in your case 1 to 15 or 1 to 20. But there's been a couple of lists where I've actually been able to list my favorite first, but this one is really in no particular order. And like I say, this one was the most difficult for me. I actually had to kind of cheat to get to 10. Because like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't listen to death metal. So I mean, I know there's a lot of death metal bands out there that talk about like plagues and shit like that. Like Evisceration Plague by Cannibal Corpse comes to mind immediately, but that's not really a song that I like all that much. So I know a lot of death metal fans are gonna be like, what about this? What about that? Oh my God, how do you not put that song on there? And I get it. I totally get it. There's just not, death metal isn't our forte here. We've said that before. So, if anybody in the chat who's listening, and hello, Warrior Grandma, listening from Oregon. So, if Warrior Grandma, if you've got any death metal plague related songs that you want to, throw in the chat, you're more than welcome to do that. But you probably aren't going to hear a lot of death metal songs on this list because it's just not us. And that's just, how it is. Anyway, leading off with mine, I have Down with the Sickness by Disturbed off of The Sickness from 2000. I have My Plague from Slipknot from 2001's Iowa. I have Among the Living by Anthrax from the album of the same name from 1987. I have Fever by Bullet for My Valentine off the album of the same name from 2010. I have Sick Like Me by In This Moment from Black Widow from 2014. I have Countdown to Extinction by Megadeth off of the album of the same name from 1992. I have Leper Messiah by Metallica from Master of Puppets from 1986. I have Epidemic from Slayer off of 1986's Rain and Blood. And then these last two are my cheat songs just to get it to 10. I had Zombie by the Cranberries and Bad Wolves, whichever version you prefer. And then my last but certainly not least, I had Party Like Tomorrow Is the End of the World by Steel Panther. So like I say, I kind of cheated a little bit to get to 10. I was actually surprised I had such a hard time getting to 10. Like I said, if I was more of a death metal fan, I think this probably would have been easier because I know I know that death metal bands deal a lot more with that subject, but it's just not really the genre that I gravitate towards. So
you out of your first 8, I think 7 of them I have.
Yeah. But you still got to read them anyway, damn it.
Yeah, I got you. So I had Disturbed, Down with the Sickness as well. I had Flyleaf, I'm So Sick. I'm going to get some flack for this one, but I had Nickelback, My Favorite Damn Disease. I had
Flack.
I know, right?
Flack.
Machine Head, Locust. And I had Slipknot, My Plague.
Oh, I forget. Yeah.
So I had Slayer, Epidemic. I had Bullet for My Valentine, Fever. I had Anthrax, Among the Living. I had Demon Hunter, Infected. I had In This Moment, Sick Like Me. I had Metallica, Leper Messiah. I had Obituary, Platonic Disease. I had Mushroom Head, Simple Survival. I had Devil Driver, Keep Away From Me. And I had Guys Good Day to Die. That was my 15, 16, whatever it was. I got carried away and I said, screw it, I'm just gonna do them all. But yeah, it was. I figured we were going to have a lot of the same in there. I probably, if I wanted to go and research, I could probably come up with 15 different ones. But that was just some of the ones that came off the top of my head. And then actually, the Obituary one was one of the ones that come up as a recommendation because we had been watching I had been watching the 2 videos from earlier for the animation that we did the animation countdown, and that actually popped up as a suggestion. I was like, oh, that's cool. That actually falls in with the disease for this week. So
Yeah.
but the rest of them I pretty much I came up with, which was kind of amazing that I was able to do that. But oh, so all right. So
Good.
that was a little fun session there. And then, like I said, next week we'll do our favorite male vocalist for Father's Day.
Yeah, that one. I may have to take a page out of your book, and I may have to go. I might have to go more than 10 on that one.
Well, hey, let's just do it this way. We don't have to do 10. I mean, it's just kind of like, we never like unless we put a number on it, we don't have to. You know what I mean? We can just say, hey, this is our favorite male vocalist, and it could be 23. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, I think the whole thing, as far as and I may still do it, because I think the cool thing about putting a cap on it is it really makes you think. Because I mean, you can put, because I mean, if you're just gonna be like, obviously it's our show and we can kind of, make the list as long as we want. But right. I mean, if you're gonna do that, then you can basically list, the lead singer of every band, every band that you listen to. So I think the cool thing about trying to cap it to 10 is like it really makes you think. So I think for me, I may still try to just knock it down to 10 just for the internal debate aspect of it.
Right. So, how about we do this? Let me look at something real quick. Come on. So Father's Day is on the 20th. So let's do 20, since it's the 20th. How about that?
Oh, okay. All right.
20 for 20.
Oh, okay. I hope nobody at ESPN was listening.
Right.
They're gonna be like, that was awfully close. That was awfully close to one of ours. Yeah, well, ESPN can shove off anyway. Yeah, they don't even have hockey games anymore. So
yeah, I was gonna say nobody watches them in football season. So
right, yeah.
All right, so let's
any professional cornhole or World Series of Poker fans in here? I guess about the only thing ESPN shows anymore.
I actually seen that cornhole on there, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? Seriously?
I know. I've seen it on there too. That's why I made the joke.
I could be making money playing cornhole. Here I am, like shit. Oh wow. Anyway, so let's kick it into our album reviews of the week.
Yes, album reviews. Hell yeah.
You want me to go, or you want to go? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, go ahead and you can go ahead and lead off. I led off with the favorites list. So yeah, go right ahead.
So my first one was Go Ahead and Die. Of course, you kind of figured I would probably do that, being a Max Cavalera fan that I am. So of course, the members are Max Cavalera on guitar and vocals, and then Igor Cavalera bass guitar and vocals, and then Zach Coleman on the drums. This was their debut album from this version of Cavalera. I'm just going to call it all the bands Cavalera. This is Cavalera number 3.
Right. Yeah.
But if you don't know who Max Cavalera is, he's like one of the busiest guys around right now. He's in Kill or Be Killed. Go Ahead and Die. I can't remember what all else he's in. He's in so much crap right now.
Cavalera Conspiracy.
Yeah, Cavalera Conspiracy. Yeah. So I mean, he's in a lot of stuff. But yeah. Anyway, this album didn't even get my gist of it. I feel like I'm letting you guys down right now.
Aw.
Well, it's like I thought I was prepared, but evidently I wasn't. So, yes, Go Ahead and Die was 11 songs, 43 minutes, 47 seconds from Nuclear Blast. If I had to compare any of the Max Cavalera projects to Sepultura, this would be the one. It's definitely had a lot of Sepultura feel from when he was back in Sepultura, to me, which a big, that's what got me on to Max Cavalera anyway with Sepultura. So, this album was really, really good. I just don't know what else to say about it. It's just that damn good. Yeah. I mean, I've listened to it a couple times already. Between that and I know one of the ones you're going to review in a minute. I ain't going to give it away, but between those two, that's all I've been listening to pretty much all weekend. So,
nice.
Yeah. So, but I'm definitely going to go out and give this one four horns. Definitely a great album. Probably actually going to go pick this up. I usually listen to them and review them, then I'll usually buy them or whatever just to have a hard copy on hand. Because sometimes I'm just down here where I'm at right now, and I mean, yeah, I could probably play it on a speaker through my phone, but sometimes I'm doing research on my phone and a computer at the same time. So I do have a 6-disc player down here that I usually throw stuff in. So, so definitely going to be one of those that I'm definitely going to go out and buy. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah. Then I also did one a band called Brother Against Brother. They're a band out of well, this is kind of interesting because they're out of Sao Paulo, Brazil as well.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
No shit. This is actually their first album, first full-length album, their debut. So I got 2 debuts this week, and both of them were freaking on point. They're a melodic heavy metal band. Current label's on Frontier Records. They got a self-titled debut, Brother Against Brother. Let's see. This one is 11 songs, 48 minutes, 32 seconds. Definitely a lot of power vocals in there. It seems like they're just two vocalists. I don't know who actually does any of the music. It's Nando Fernandez and Renan Santa. Says that that it doesn't say anything else about them doing any kind of instruments or anything. It just says they're both lead singers. So it's kind of got me interested to see what else that they do, or if they just doing kind of a 9 Inch Nails type thing and put it all on computerized and they're going to tour with a band. I don't know. It's kind of a weird to see that, but yeah. So definitely a melodic heavy metal album. I really enjoyed it. I was trying to like pinpoint what it reminded me of all weekend, and I just can't. It seems like it's got like a mix of a lot of different bands in there, and it's like there's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Because I mean, like I said, I felt a little Iron Maiden in there. I've actually felt a little Sepultura at some time. So I mean, it was a lot of mix in there. And really good album. I'm probably going to go out and give this one a 4 horns as well. So 2 4 horns in a weekend is pretty odd for us. So
yeah.
So man, it was like I said, this may be another one I wound up going out and buying because it was just that good. It actually it surprised me as much as the Motor Jesus. If we remember going back.
Oh,
to that. Yeah. So, I mean,
okay.
It was probably equivalent to that, in my opinion. So,
and that was. Yeah. And Motor Jesus has been around for a while, and unfortunately, they were one of those bands that I'd never really taken the time to listen to. But yeah, when we reviewed that album, because like I don't remember, I think you reviewed it, and then after the fact, I went and downloaded it because of your review, and yeah, it was a very, very pleasant surprise. So I'll probably go check this Brother versus. That was one of the ones I initially was going to try to find, but I couldn't find it, so I actually went to the one that I am going to review. But I will try a little harder to find that one now, based on your review, because I do want to listen to that, especially if you're talking about Motor Jesus being in that realm.
Yeah, definitely a go-to album or go check out album for sure. So
yeah.
Speaking of albums, I do believe today is Record Store Day, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I think this is actually the first one. Yeah, because they're going to do a June one and a July one. So yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I do believe that this is the first one. Yes.
Right. So I didn't want to go away without mentioning that. I actually put that in my notes, and I guess I skipped over it. So.
Well, not completely. You got back to it, so.
Yeah, we got there before the end of the show. So.
Yeah. So yeah, hey, it counts. It totally counts.
All right. So what you got this week?
All right. My official review was Hammer King's self-titled album. Like I say, I was gonna do Brother Against Brother, but I wasn't able to find it, so I moved on down the list and I went with the Hammer King album. They're a band that's new to me. They're not a brand new band. They were formed in Kaiserslautern, Germany in 2015. Their lyrical themes include epic fantasy and war. They are currently a 3-piece. They were a 4-piece, I think, at the time that the album was recorded. You've got Dolph A. McCallan on drums and choirs. We have Gino Wild on guitars and choirs. Titan Fox V on vocals and guitars, and then KK Basement on bass and vocals. He left the band in 2020. I'm not exactly sure during what part of the year that was. So I believe he was still part of the band when the album was recorded. He is not listed as a current member, so that's why I say so Hammer King is currently a 3-piece. Their debut album, Kingdom of the Hammer King, came out in 2015. King is Rising came out in 2016. Poseidon Will Carry Us Home in 2018. And then the self-titled new release, Hammer King, yesterday. So I don't know if you could sense a theme, but hammers and kings are in there quite often. And this album was no different. Hammer King, I mean, it's a fitting band name because they talk about both a lot.
Is there any mention of Triple H in any of that?
Actually, you know what? Believe it or not, there isn't. But track number 10 is called King of Kings. So take that for what you will. Yeah. So, and the funny thing was, as soon as I saw that, I thought the exact same thing you did. Oh shit, Triple H. But no direct mention, but take that for what you will. It was a 11 track album officially. The last track on the album was a 45-second outro, so it was kind of it was in there, but it's kind of pointless. But track number 1, Awaken the Thunder, clocked in at 4:05. That song, look, if you don't listen to this album in its entirety, just listen to that song. I mean, holy shit, man, that song is just blazing right out of the gate. That song, Awaken the Thunder, the very first song, Jesus Christ, that song hooked me on this album right from the get-go. So Awaken the Thunder, track number 1 at 4:05. Track number 2, Baptized by the Hammer, which sounds painful, clocked in at 4 minutes and 2 seconds. That was another really up-tempo, blistering pace song. Track number 3, Onward to Victory, clocked in at 4:21. Track number 4, Hammerschlag, clocked in at 3:21. Track number 5, Atlantis, at 6 minutes even. Track 6, We Are the Kingdom, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Track 7, Into the Storm, 3:39. Track number 8, Ashes to Ashes, 4:10. Track number 9, In the Name of the Hammer, 4:43. Track 10, King of Kings, at 6:47. And track number 11, that 45-second outro, was called Holy, and it was only 45 seconds. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 horns myself. So, I mean, we're rolling right along with these 4-horn albums this week. Like I said, this song just comes out guns blazing with that first song, Awaken the Thunder. It is so good. It's my favorite song on the album by far, but the entire album from start to finish is solid from front to back. And my only complaints about this album is I could probably have given it a 4.5 horn, but track number 5 and track number 10, track number 5, Atlantis, and track number 10, King of Kings, were both over 6 minutes long, which normally isn't the problem, but the only complaint I have about those two songs is the length of them being inflated, because they did that thing that some bands do at the end of their songs where they take like one line of the song and they just repeat it over and over and over and over at the end of a song. And those two songs, it got to the point where the repetition was a little unnecessary. I don't know if it was, I don't know if they did it on purpose to just lengthen the songs. I'm not exactly sure why. But that was probably my only complaint about this album, was the length of those two songs. They were good songs, don't get me wrong, but they didn't need to be 6 minutes long and almost 7 minutes long as far as King of Kings goes. So they probably could have knocked that down a little closer to probably 5 minutes, and it would have been, the songs would have been just as good as they were. But so I'm definitely I'm keeping this album for sure, and I will listen to this album again for sure, and I will probably try to find the other 3 albums that this band put out. I like this band. I could see this being a band that I follow going forward. And like I say, I'm giving this album 4 out of 5 easily. I enjoyed the hell out of this album, and I will be listening to it again. And like I say, go just, if you want to listen to the whole album, I recommend it, but definitely listen to Awaken the Thunder. I mean, that song just kicks you right in the head in a good way, right off the bat. I loved that song. Let's see. And I would be remiss if we didn't bring up the new 3-song EP that Machine Head came out with. I mean, my God, how do we not talk about that? The new 3-song EP that Machine Head came out with yesterday was called Arrows with Words in the Sky. I think that was the name of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I knew there was arrows and words and sky in there somewhere. So I mean, it was, arrows in words from the sky. There it is. I got my shit straight. Three songs. Become the Firestorm, 5 minutes long. Rotten, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and the title track, Arrows and Words from the Sky, clocking in at 5:55. Of the 3 songs, that one was my favorite. The title track. I know it was a little bit slower at first, but it kicked itself into high gear, as Machine Head songs tend to do. Become the Firestorm and Rotten were both of those songs were the more up tempo, in your face songs. I've got no complaints with that EP, other than the fact, Jason, like you and I talked about last night, that it was only 3 songs. I wish it would have been more like 8 or 10. But hey, new Machine Head is still new Machine Head. I'm not going to complain about that. So,
Become the Firestorm was actually my favorite on there. Man. That's I mean, like I said, all of them are great. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Oh yeah, all 3 of them were fantastic. Yeah. But
and the good thing about Machine Head is, like, they kind of gave us new stuff throughout the whole thing. We've gotten Circle the Drain, and we've gotten what was the other one?
Stop the Bleeding.
Stop the Bleeding.
We got I can't remember the name of the other one. We got.
I just listened to the other one earlier.
You got Circle of the Drain, Stop the Bleeding, and Bulletproof. That was it. So yeah.
There was one more too. I just listened to it earlier.
Crap, I can't remember it. I probably know it if I Do or Die.
Do or Die. I forgot about that one. Yeah,
Do or Die. So yeah, we've kind of gotten like an entire album's worth of new music, like, spread out, sprinkled over the last 2 years. So it's kind of been a scatter shot, which is fine. But so I wouldn't mind if he kind of keeps it coming that way, and instead of just an LP. But so yeah, it was good. I actually did listen to some other stuff. I listened to the new Mammoth WVH all the way through, and it was fine. I'm not really gonna give it a rating. I listened to it all the way through, and it was fine. Wolfgang is no Eddie, but right. I don't think there's ever going to be another Eddie Van Halen, and I don't know that he's necessarily trying to be, but yeah, but I mean, it was a solid rock album. I mean, it wasn't metal, but I mean, it was a solid rock album. It was an okay listen. I was fine with it. I tried to listen to No Gods, No Masters by Garbage, and I was like, I'm gonna pass on that. It was pretty much garbage. And then there was another album I tried to listen to. I can't even remember the name of the album at this point, but the name of the band was called Distant, and I don't even remember the name of the album now, because I started listening to the first song, and it was like that literally dark, brutal death metal, and I heard the guy singing. What he was saying, no idea. So I was like, this is going to be a hard pass. So I maybe listened to like 30 seconds of that album, and I was like, no, I'm out. So I did try to listen to some other stuff, but I just couldn't do it.
The other Machine Head song was My Hands Are Empty.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one too. Yep.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, that gave us some stuff over the pandemic, so we can't, like, if we put all that together, we'd have a 7-song album. So
yeah.
All right. So what do we got coming up next week?
Yeah. Coming up on Friday, June 18th, we have Illustrium with a moment to silence, or a monument to silence. I'm sorry. We have Bosk with Migration. We have Chalice of Sin with a self-titled album. We have Crowbot with Rat Child. That's an EP for them. We have Crown with Kings in the North. We have The Day of the Beast with Indisputably Carnivorous. We have Dead Witches / Witch Throat Serpent with Doom Sessions Volume 666, an EP for them. We have Demon Incarnate with Leaves of Zackum, Zaqqum. I have no idea. We have DRI with Four of a Kind. That's a vinyl re-release for them. And we also have DRI with Thrash Zone. That's another vinyl re-release. We have Fear Factory with Aggression Continuum. We have Heavy Temple with Lupi Amoris. We have Halloween with a self-titled album. That's probably going to be a checkout for me. We have Kent Hilly with The Rumble. We have Orange 9mm with Pretend I'm Human. That's a re-release for them. We have Reinforcer with Prince of the Tribes. We have Social Disorder with Love to be Hated. We have Styx with Crash of the Crown. We have Subway to Sally with Eishelag Nacht, Back to Linden Park. That's a DVD CD combo. I'm not even 100% sure I said that album title right, with it being in German. We have Thy Kingdom Will Burn with a self-titled album. We have Timo Tolkki's Avalon with the Enigma Birth. For those of you that don't know, Timo Tolkki, he used to be in Stradivarius. And then we have various artists. We have Dark Knight's Death Metal Soundtrack. So those are the upcoming releases for next Friday, June 18th, 2021, leading into Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so there's a couple of them on there I definitely want to check out. So whether I review them or you review them, I'm still going to listen to a couple of those. So.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
With that being said, I guess we're ready to.
I guess we're out of time, huh?
Shut this bad boy down for the week. So, I want to thank you guys for hopping on here, whatever you're listening to us through. Whatever platform you're listening to us, we appreciate it. We're just glad we got a platform that puts us out on all these other platforms to get us out there, so all you guys can enjoy us, enjoy the news and the comedy and everything else that we try to do here. But
all us mispronouncing words constantly. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to the boss Dan at VOP USA for getting us on here at HAPS and everything else, and for giving us a platform to come and talk metal with you guys on a weekly basis. Thanks to everybody who came by in the chat today. Warrior Grandma, thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. Come back and hang out with us anytime you want. And it was good to see everybody in the chat who decided to show up today. And for anybody who wasn't able to catch us live, check us out on HAPS and VOP USA Radio and all that stuff. And you can come on over to Metalheads Unite, our Facebook group over on Facebook. And if you'd like to be a member over there, just send us a member request. We'll get you guys approved, and you can even follow us on there.
Yeah, awesome. Follow us everywhere you can.
Hell, follow us everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah, right. Follow us to some live shows too if you want to.
Yeah. When we actually get a chance to go to our next live show together, we'll try to do like a live broadcast from there. We'll try to do a small one from there.
Yeah.
See how that works out.
Yeah, not give a lot away, because some bands may not appreciate that, but yeah.
We don't want to be called any dirty names or anything by anybody.
We'll do something from the lobby or something like that, or unless it's a Metallica show, then we don't want to be in a lawsuit. So.
No, we don't want that.
But yeah, hey, I want to thank you guys for stopping by again, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like Chris said, if you want to swing by the Facebook page and want to add on to you'll look for a little picture just like you see here, and we can add you into that group. There is another Facebook group like that with that picture. I don't know where they got it from, I definitely took mine from a person that I know had sent me from a concert, and I asked them could I use that picture, and I did. So I don't know whether that they know the same person I do, but anyway, I got that from a person that I know. So the picture that I use. So anyway, but yeah, look for that. I think we're around 200 members. So if you see anything above 200 members, that is not us. Just to let you know.
Yeah, we were at 196 at last check. Yeah,
we're gonna get there. Call the Metallica lawyers. Yeah, we're gonna call. But yeah, so we appreciate you guys stopping in and joining with us, and hopefully we'll see you guys right back here next week for our special Father's Day edition of Metalheads Unite. And until next time, y'all keep those devil horns held high, and y'all jump in that pit anytime you can. Until next week, you guys stay safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. We need all those little clapboards.
Yeah, and cut. That's a wrap, everybody.
How do you not have one of those?
Actually, I do, but actually, I think Alyssa has. My daughter has it. So she wanted it for something, and then she never gave it back. So. Actually, got a picture with it somewhere.
Oh, that'd be cool.